Have you been thinking of buying a home and you need to understand how the process works after finding the home you want to buy? Here's what I wish I would have known before I purchased my first home. First, let's discuss if you're financing your home, then of course you need to qualify. And if you are unsure how to qualify for a mortgage loan, watch my Get Mortgage Ready video to learn more. Okay, so let's say you found the house that you love and you made the offer and the offer has been accepted. Congratulations. After your offer has been accepted, you are now under contract. And this is when most first time home buyers start getting nervous or confused about the closing costs to finalize their purchase, which I'll break down closing costs shortly. So the first fee you pay after your offer has been accepted is what we can call earnest money. You may ask, what is the earnest money? Let me break that down for you. Traditionally, the earnest money makes up 1% of the purchase price. So let's say you're purchasing a home for $250,000. Your earnest money deposit is going to be about $2,500. This deposit shows the seller you are serious about moving forward. The standard process is that you pay the earnest money within a few days after your offer has been accepted. This can be paid to the listing broker or the title company. Just depends on the area that you live in and what is the state requirements for holding the earnest money. Next fee that comes up is down payment. The down payment costs to the lender. Your down payment can be 3% or it could be all the way up to 20% of the purchase price. Just depends on your loan and what you were approved for. Also, you could have qualified for a grant or down payment assistance to help take care of that down payment cost. Your next fee that comes up is home inspection. Now, keep in mind this is optional but highly recommended choice for the buyer to complete, usually within the first week of the accepted offer. And this can be a negotiation tool to get you additional credits in lieu of repairs, depending on your deal. Also, it gives you peace of mind so you know exactly what you are buying. You might need to walk away if there's major issues with the property. An inspection can cost anywhere in between $300 to $600. Just depends on the size of the property and if there's other structural areas on the property that might need to be inspected as well. Now, everything gets quiet for a moment while underwriting and the title company completes their process of giving you clear to close. Keep in mind, this is not the time to start buying anything on your credit because you are under contract. During this time, you'll receive an updated itemized worksheet to get you prepared for closing costs. Most lenders are going to give you their closing costs at the time of pre-approval for the loan. So you should have a ballpark idea what to expect here. This time it's going to be based on your actual purchase price and have the actual final cost now, including the title fees, all the deductions, credits, cost concessions from the seller, remaining grant if there is any amount left over, incentives you may have qualified for. So I recommend taking at least 4% of the loan amount and having that set aside to be prepared for closing. Here's an example. Let's use the $250,000 purchase price again. With 3% down, your finance amount is going to be about $242,500. So if you take 4% of the financing amount, it'll be about $9,700. Then deduct your earnest deposit. That's $2,500. Payment is $7,200, and this number can keep coming down depending on how your deal is structured. For example, the seller could be covering some of the closing costs for you. You could have funds left over from a grant that helped you with down payment or an incentive that could be giving you another credit to bring the closing costs down. Concessions from the seller based on credits in lieu of repairs. But the best way to be properly prepared to take care of the closing costs is to make sure you have funds set aside based on the price point you know you want to stay around. So let's break down what makes up the closing costs so there's no more confusion here. I group closing costs into three buckets for you. In the first bucket, you must cover expenses to the title company. Now, the title company makes sure you're buying a house without liens or unsolved debt or inherited issues, which can happen. The title company is going to make sure your home is yours. The title company will issue insurance while your deal is under contract. So the title company has your back in case you have an issue with the title or something previously done in funding. Then you have the fees that need to be paid to the lender. Now, the lender fees are things like the origination fee. So the lender makes their money two ways: on the closing fees they charge you, and they'll make their money based on the interest rate for your loan. Also, if you are purchasing a home in a newer community, you're more than likely going to have to pay homeowners association fee, better known as HOA. So you'll see a portion of the upfront HOA fee being charged at closing. The second bucket is what we can call one-time funding fees. So on government loans like a FHA or VA, they have funding fees or upfront mortgage insurance fee, which can usually be 1.5 to 2.5% of the loan amount. That's then added to the loan, which is nice because you don't have to come out of pocket up front for the extra money since it's going to be put back onto the loan balance. Then the third bucket is what we can call escrow, impound, or prepaid fees, which is basically the same thing. We're talking about prepaid taxes, insurance. So the good news about this is it's still your money. Just remember, when you own a house, you're responsible for the bills that come due at the end of the year. You're also responsible for maintaining insurance on the house. So the mortgage company is pretty much creating a forced savings account for you, and they call that account escrow. They keep the funds safe, making sure you have enough to take care of taxes and insurance. So this is what I wish I would have known before purchasing my first home, especially when it came to being prepared to pay for all of the upfront fees that come along with being a homeowner. I'm Yana Delapaz, Real Estate Credit Coach, and your journey from credit to keys starts here. See you next time.